Hey gang, welcome back to the movie room. We haven't been here in quite a while, so we'll jump right into this. Throw in some disclaimers. This is our top 100 favorite films, and like the sentence says, favorite, not best. What I believe are the best films ever made. That would be a totally different list. Maybe just a totally different order. And also, what was the other one I was going to say? These are in no certain order. The top 10 are the only ones in order. So, let's get on with this. Number 75, Rear Window. Can't go wrong with Hitch and Jimmy in the same, in the same film. Perfect matchup. 74, one of my childhood, action film phases that I love is Rambo, the original First Blood. 73, Predator. I don't love it as much as the Alien franchise, but I still love Predator. 72, On Golden Pond. This is a weird movie for me to like, and it's completely story-driven. The reason I like this, because I am not a Katharine Hepburn fan whatsoever. I don't like Jane Fonda either, but Katharine Hepburn's not one of my favorites, so for both of these to be in the film, and I still like it, it's just the chemistry of everybody is what makes this. 71, Odd Couple. Just Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon at their best. 70, Hitchcock's Notorious. 69, Nosferatu the Vampire. Not to be confused with 68 of Nosferatu. Each film fantastic in their own rights. Two different time periods, two different styles, and both just frighteningly great. Number 67, No Country for Old Men. Either you love the Coens or you don't love the Coens. That's how I define this. This is their best work for me. And I think it's a fantastic film. Night of the Living Dead, number 66. I have to say, this is my favorite of the Dead films. And if you've watched this channel for any amount of time whatsoever, the films that take place in one specific area, causing, claustrophobia and all the angst and, anxiety and all that stuff, feeds this film, and that's the kind of film that I really, really love. Number 65, this is Mike's favorite film of all time, and that's Night of the Hunter. I can't say any more than he says about it, because, of course, it is his favorite, but it is a wonderful film. It is a frightening film. It is just storytelling at its best. Number 64, The Muppet Movie from 1978, the original Rainbow Connection thing. I'm a huge puppet fan anyways, and the Muppets have always been one of my favorites. Number 63, Harry taught me how to say this, and I'm going to screw it up, but Monsieur Verdot. If you can't tell, I'm not French, and I'm as far from a French accent as you can get. Being from Appalachia, this is not my forte. But anyway, A Talkie with Charlie Chaplin, just a great film. There's two of them that really stand out. They're both on this list, but this is one of them that I think I actually prefer this one over the other, but you'll see when we get to the other one. Number 62, the movie that started it all for my favorite TV show of all time, and that's MASH. The TV show is so much better than the film, but even if the TV show had never been made, this MASH is such a great movie itself. The Man Who Knew Too Much, this is the Jimmy Stewart version of Hitchcock's film. He, of course, did remake his own film. The original one had Peter Lorre in it. Now we have Jimmy Stewart. I do prefer it, but it's probably because of Jimmy. Number 60, Man of Steel. On superhero perfection. That's all I have to say there. Number 59, I cheated. I just put down the main Universal monster films, and that, includes like, Frankenstein, Dracula, the Mummy, Creature, Invisible Man, and so on. The main monsters. I love all of their films. They're kind of what led me down the right path to horror. And my favorite being The Creature. I've always been obsessed with water, but I think the best film is probably Dracula and Frankenstein tied. Frankenstein might edge it out just a little bit, but Dracula's so good. 58, The Lost Boys. I think it's another childhood thing. There's people that love this, people that hate this. It's completely from my childhood, and it's got the Coreys in it, which I love the guys together, so what can I say? 57, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit all together as one big story. Big, fantastic, over-the-top greatness. So who can't love those? Number 56, this is the other Chaplin film I was talking about, and this is Limelight. Another talky Chaplin film, and just absolutely fantastic. I want to give a special shout out to Criterion for allowing me to even know these films exist. So, number 55, one of the best Hitchcock films ever made, and that is Lifeboat. If you've never seen it, it is absolutely fantastic, but also I'm intrigued with those one place films, and it all takes place on that boat. So there's so much you can do. If you can make a film that takes place in one area, it just makes it so good. If you make the film good. If you make it shitty, it's going to be shitty. Whatever. Number 54, King Kong. Talking about the original 30s version. Just magnificent filmmaking. With the special effects from that time period. Making that film just amazing. 53, Jurassic Park. This is the film that I've seen more times than any film in the theater. I've probably seen this close to 20 times. I've told this story before. Me and my friend ran onto this at a Dollar Cinema one time, and we would go and watch it so many times. We've watched it back to back. We've actually watched it so many times in one day that the guy taking the tickets didn't even make us pay for it. It just was on a continuous loop all day. I guess they had like 2 movies going, Jurassic Park and something else, and we watched Jurassic Park over and over and over and over again. We actually went to the drive-in theater when we had one. This is 93, so the drive-in was still around early 2000s, but he had a Geo Tracker, and we zipped down the back window and set a video camera in the back and filmed Jurassic Park, and we still went and watched it in the theater, even though we had a copy of it. And it was like the big ass 90s VHS tape, filming that. So, always had a great spot in my heart for Jurassic Park. 52, my favorite Quentin Tarantino film, and that is Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown has everything that I want in a Tarantino film. Maybe a little bit more violence, but as far as storytelling goes and pace and stuff like that, Jackie Brown's the best. Plus, it's got Pam Grier in it, which is not a bad thing. 51, It's a Wonderful Life, the absolute best Christmas movie and feel-good story of all time. Jimmy Stewart at his best. This is actually, I read a lot of stuff on Jimmy Stewart this past couple weeks. I've been working out of town, and I've just been reading a lot of stuff as I watch films. And I read that this is his favorite film that he made. So after all the films that he did make, this being his favorites, You know, it's a pretty big thing. So, that's the list. And I screwed up at the beginning. I think Ian did 20 films per video. And I've done different amounts each one, because we were going to break it down into 5 videos. So, yeah. I've got my my last video is like 30 movies, and then the next video is like barely 20. So it is what it is, right? So I wanted to show you something. What I got for a gift: a giant Batman head. Isn't this the coolest thing? I sleep in this thing sometimes like nothing bothers me, because I know if anybody breaks into the house, I'm Giant Batman. Giant Batman. And it's made for kids, I think, because my shoulders are too fucking big, so it won't go down far enough for me to see out the eyes. So I have to hold it down when I show you, like, I'm Giant Batman. Don't fuck with me. So that's probably not near as impressive to you guys as it is for me, but I fucking love that thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back and maybe sticking with me this whole time that I've been gone, and just taking a breather from YouTube. And it has really sparked, giving the fire back to me. I'm back on Letterboxd. I'm back in YouTube, and loving every second of it. So thanks for watching. See you again next Tuesday. Got a chat video coming up, so check that out.